Hey, happy solstice. We are going to have a nice little warming flow celebrating our golden light centers, self-expression, all the good stuff that comes with the celebration of the peak of the light of the year. We'll start with some breath practice, and then we're just going to lay down and roll around. Oh, someone just dropped off, so they're going to come right back. I'll have to crawl my way through the bees and back to the computer to let her in. Well, have a pillow or something comfortable to sit on to give you a little lift for our beginning breath practice. There she is. And any comfortable seat that lets you have a nice tall spine. I'm here in the path of the bees today again, so I'm going to be careful, extra mindful. Right, so finding a nice tall spine and a supported seat. At first, let's just check in. Just invite your eyes to settle gently on something beautiful or in your environment or within you. Invite your breath to slow, to deepen, to lengthen. Follow your breath with your awareness through the body. And let the breath and this awareness inform you about your alignment. The position of your body in space. The relation of your head to your shoulders to your spine or torso, your shoulders and ribs to your hips. And then notice any areas of discomfort, stickiness, sensation. What's talking to you this morning or whenever you watch this. You might begin that Ujjayi breath, a slight closure of the back of the nose and throat to warm up the breath as it enters, create more of a sound for the mind to attune to. And the breath cycle, the wheel of the year, and the body are all maps we could imagine into today to overlap so that as you inhale, the breath is rising up through the body, is circling up to the third eye center, to the high point, crown of the head, this whole connection at the height of the sun. Oh my gosh, the sun's rising like in the 5 o'clock hour right now. It's waking me up so early. And then you've probably noticed it's after 9 considerably when it is setting. We're having such long days. So we pause up here and third eye center in the crown of the head, in the peak of the light. Pause, hold the breath, And then as you exhale, just slowly let the eyes, jaw, tongue, shoulders melt and relax. And this is, in essence, with the maps, imagining that melting into the deep summer and then ultimately into the autumn and into the winter solstice and around the body in this way. So circling around. Inhaling, let that breath lift you up, your heart lift, your head lift, and pause in the peak of the light, imagining into your own fullness of light, of heat, of power, of self expression, willpower. How is it showing up in your life? How do you want to invite it to show up in your life? Imagine, if you will, into the sun of your heart, illuminating your intellect, your willpower, the way that you're choosing to shine out in this reopening world. Pause in that fullness, imagine into it, and anything in the way of that imagining just melting away as you exhale and follow that wheel of the breath through the wheel of the ear, the map of your body. At the top there, the fullness of your I am. I am all that. I am love. I am light. I am clear seeing. I am courageous, creative expression. I am joyful gratitude. I am unconditional, loving awareness. As you pause up there at the top, you might add the lift of the pelvic floor, lift of the tip of the tongue to the third eye center, to the highest point in the palate of the mouth. Gently, the eyes lifting towards third eye center. Continue with your breath in this way. And with the next 3 exhales, if you so choose, I invite you to bring in the Brahmari, or the bee's breath, just really inviting that sweetness of the mind, the golden honey, if you will, with the vibration. Imagine it just dripping down through you, washing away any, just whatever is not sweet honey of life for you that is not needed right now. Of course, sometimes we need the sticky, icky stuff too, the not sweetness, to learn from, to grow from the challenges. So welcoming whatever is needed. May we approach it with open awareness, with sweetness. Let's bring hands or just the awareness into your heart. Again, breathing that sun of your heart your connection to all things, the vibration that we are beyond the perceived forms. And let's take one great Om for the oneness of all of us connected in this vibration. Exhale and empty. Inhale your yes to life, if you will. Join me. One great Om. Let's go ahead and float the hands down. Shake your legs out as needed. Come on to lie on the floor. We'll do some warm-ups for the spine and the core. Move from there into our radiance practice. Oops. And as usual, so nice to start our practice as we connect to earth here on our backs. Just giving yourself a big hug. Hug your knees in. Rock a little side to side if you'd like, forward and back, or draw some circles. Either way, breathe into the connection of your spine, your body to this earth you held, supported, beautiful earth body, healing, changing, growing. As you breathe, if you will, imagine that breath riding the length of the spine as you inhale, rising up, and as you exhale, just washing down and out, melting away any tension, stickiness, sleepiness, whatever it might be in your spine. We'll continue that with our movement a bit in a moment. As you're ready, just step the feet to the earth. Interlace your hands behind the head with your elbows wide. Take pause here to rest with the scapula together on the back, elbows nice and wide, face chest open to the sky. Breathe that lift of your heart. And we'll come back to this shape each time, just fully resting open to the earth and sky here. So big inhale here, and next exhale, go ahead and pick your head up with the strength of your arms. Hug your head and draw your chin to your chest and roll your elbows towards your knees, really pulling the navel back as you exhale completely there. Inhale, slow and steady. Articulate your spine back down to the earth and land head in the hands, elbows wide. Big, huge breath of sky in. There's so much wind here. The clouds are just like swelling and transforming so busily. And then you're following any exhale to curl in, curl up, pull the navel back, really draw the head forward, little squeeze of the head, even with your arms, warming up the spine and the core. And the little squish of the head can be beneficial, especially if there's like congestion or headachiness or anything like that at all. And then following your inhale back down, completely resting, huge breath of sky, and following. And so again, we're pausing in that fullness. And then as you exhale, curling in ever so slowly with strength, steadiness, awareness, curling in. Let your breath lead. We'll do a couple more here in center. And then take your time. Next time you get to the bottom there, big inhale again, pause in the fullness. As you exhale this time, hug your head maybe a little more with your left arm as you reach both elbows past that right thigh, curling up and over as far as you can, still looking to get both scapula off the earth. Inhaling, open center. Exhale round, let's go the other side. Follow your breath, we'll go side to side, 4 more each side. Really looking to stretch the spine here. So we're looking for that lateral motion of the spine as well as the rolling up, trying to get space and fluidity between each vertebra. Really work that navel back. So with this spinal stretching variation, it's not totally core. As we warm up here, we're looking to warm up the spine. So there can be a little pull of the head here as we look to really stretch the vertebrae, upper vertebrae here, away from each other and really pulling the navel back so it's also core. Whereas a lot of times if we're just focusing on core, I'll be really encouraging you not to pull the head at all and to keep the shoulders on the back. Last one or two to each side, take your time. And once you're done, take pause. You could open the arms up overhead with some space between them so you have room for the head to roll. And we'll begin to warm up into the lower spine and hips. So both knees to one side. You can even push into the foot that you're moving away from here and arch the back. So you're really stretching through the front of that quad psoas. Stretch the arms up. I'm going to be adding some details to this today. So if you practice with me a lot, this may seem familiar at first, and then, so feet wide, knees to the side, push through the foot you're moving away from, let your spine arch and get more side body length there, and continue to play with that. And because you might pause at the top of the inhale and that big stretch and feel the fullness and just let the exhale melt that melting into deep summer, into autumn, and pausing in the winter at the bottom and inhaling, welcoming spring and pausing in the point we're at here, the peak of the light. Breath in the nose, out the nose or the mouth, sounds encouraged, vibration encouraged. Pursed lips, exhales. And another one or two to each side in this way, just really stretching out. And then take your time. We're going to open the arms out to the side for the next bit here. And again, with the feet as wide as the mat, we'll go just more smoothly side to side. And I'm going to invite you to add to this in a moment. So just kind of rolling through side to side. The next time you roll the knees through to your right side, so reach that knee or even foot up towards the right hand. And then foot back, knees to the other side. Reach that knee or even foot over to the left hand. Feet back to the earth wide, knees to the side. Swoop that opposite leg up and over towards your hand. Back through center. So we're adding a nice spiral here. Breathing a warm up of twist. And if you do kick through that foot as you go to the side, warming up on the hamstrings. We're just going to warm this up here. We're actually going to come back to it after another two or one or two, whatever you need, again, to get even on both sides. When you're ready, we're going to come to center, bridge on up, and let's bring the arms to robot arms at first for that. So elbows close with the sides, palms facing each other, fingers pointing to the sky. Ripple up, ripple back down. Let's move waves of breath. Waves of spine, nice and fluid here. You could squeeze a block between the thighs or imagine you are. So there's some extra core strength there, and we're really working to keep the hip points and the knees in alignment, lengthening the lower back. And this way we're supported in doing that. All right, I'm going to just recommend today as a good cloud watching day. It is a little chillier than we might like on summer solstice, but the breeze is doing amazing things in the clouds. All kinds of art story to be called out up there. Rippling up and down. Take your time at any point. Come on up into your bridge. Hold the sides of your mat. Hook thumbs or clasp your hands. Squeeze onto your block, real or imaginary, and pour it down to the earth. Lengthen tailbone out and plug into block. I'd like you to warm up the legs here a bit, so if you want to add to this, please do. Push down into your balls of your feet, the whole row of them, and lift up all your toes. Lift up the toes strongly, spread them as wide as you can, and isometrically pull your heels back towards your hands. Squeeze shoulders, lift chin, perpendicular to the earth with the chin. Press into the back of the head, puff your heart up. Root strong, strong, nice. All the muscles of the legs fired up. Back body strong to lift the heart up. Chin lifted, back of the head pressing, strengthening that cervical curve. Simply breathful here, or open jaw, open throat. Please join me in vibrating that heart's light with awe. Big inhale, squeeze, lift it up, and exhale, release and ripple down. Back to the feet wide thing here, and let's go side to side, arms wide to the sides for this one. And then again, we're gonna begin to play when you're inspired to. Just really feel when it feels natural to just kick on up and over with the knee, maybe the foot, extend the leg if you can. Feet back to wide, kick up and over, toward hand towards that foot towards that hand. And it may just be the knee, and it's okay. And the foot may get nowhere near the hand at first, and well, that's okay. Side to side, stretching out. And then at any point when you are ready to take a pause there, we're gonna kick over to that side and then hold on to your foot, ankle, calf, knee, whatever's there. Lift and turn your head and breathe. Twist here. Deep full breaths. Really shift that top hip down away from the ribs, lengthening out there. Draw that pinky toe side back of your foot, maybe getting a little more sensation there. Inhale the stretch. Stay longer if you like. When you're ready to exhale, bend both knees, top ankle over the bottom thigh. Interlace the hands behind the bottom thigh. Pull back as you push away. Really flex that top foot. Ease that top thigh away. Soften your jaw as you breathe the hip. You could stay with that rock and roll around and just breathe your hips here, or playing with our core, stoking the inner fires today. I'll invite you to interlace the hands behind the head. And for this one, we do want to keep the elbows wide, shoulders on the back, and try to let this be as much about just that core stoking as we can, and we get our spine all warmed up. Inhale here as you exhale, bottom knee pulls in, navel pulls back, ribs to hips, incidentally, shoulder blades and sacrum come up. Inhale, open, exhale. Even think about lifting your heart up to the sky more than curling in, but really pulling those ribs and hips together, trying to get the sacrum and shoulders off the earth. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your time. When you're done, step the feet wide, arms wide, knees side to side, stretch it out. Again, stay with that side to side as long as you like. When you're ready, both knees to one side, kick that top foot up and over. Grab a hold of your foot or leg, wherever it's right for you. Lengthen spine, shift your hip down, Lift and turn onto the ear, looking away from the leg as much as you can. Deep, full breaths, wringing out. Please stay with that. Once you feel complete there, bend both knees as you come back to center, ankle over knee. Interlace the hands behind that bottom thigh, pull back, flex that top ankle super strong. Really pay attention to the pinky toe side of your foot. Draw it back. Pull in, press that top thigh away, soft jaw. Rock and roll. Stay with that as inspired, or we'll add 10 or 12, whatever your count might be here, of the core. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, scapula on the back. Inhale, really think about lifting heart to sky as you pull bottom thigh in, knee in, sacrum up, navel back, ribs to hips, shoulders up. Inhale, open. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unwind. Take pause, big breath, feel your heart, that heat that you're building up. And either roll on over to one side or rock and roll with your ankles crossed through to your hands and knees. And or let's go right into strong core on hands and knees. So pull with your hands towards your knees, shoulder blades down the back. Reach through the crown of the head, long, long spine. Feel that core strength. Try to keep connected to that core strength. Notice how it may want to drop out as we start adding weight, but let's not let it. So push the right foot back behind you, reach through that heel, knit the ribs to the hips, keep that sense of hands and knees pulling towards one another, connected to core. As inspired, maybe you also extend that left arm out. Plug that shoulder into the core, everything connected to the sun of your heart, and just like rays of light shining out. Sun dog, this pose is often called. Let's open it out to the side. And back to center, bend that back knee, the lifted one, and reach back for ankle or foot and kick back, squeeze the shoulders, putting a bow on the pose. Contralateral bow, cross body. Shining that heart forward. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth, experiment as I change the pose, and breathe your mantra. Slow and steady unwind, sun dog, core. Exhale, elbow to knee. Let's go for 4 more of those. And down to all fours. Strong core, pull hands and knees towards one another, shoulder blades down the back, plug in. Second side as you're ready. Again, try to keep the ribs and hips connected. Push left foot back, square hips up, lengthen through heel and crown of the head. Everything connected to center as inspired, or right arm out. And let's open it out to the side. Come on back to center. Bend that top knee, reach back for ankle or foot. Kick back, squeeze the shoulders on the back, shine your heart forward, maybe give it a little smile. As inspired, kick back, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, pull, elbow to knee, squeeze, curl in. 4 more. Back to all fours. Oh my gosh, the foxtails are pretty bad out here. I got some gardening to do. All right, it's a good day for it. All right, soft heart, strong hands. Turn toes under. Inhale, exhale, up and back. Downward dog. And let's just play into our tippy toes here, if you will. Inhale, lift up into the toes. Exhale, root into the heels. See if you can lift the toes. As you roll through the foot here, try to find as much evenness as you can there. Of course, our toes aren't even, so it all changes at some point, but just looking for that nice warm up of the lower leg and the feet. Lifting toes, spread them wide. Rooting into the heel as much as you can. Whether or not it lands to the floor, you're still pulling back into the heel from the core. And then let's walk your feet towards the hands. Power into your feet. Really, again, lifting the toes there. Bend the knees as much as you need. Hug the earth with your feet. Lift the arches. Lift the kneecaps. Lift the quadriceps. Let your head be heavy. And slow and steady. Let's roll on up. Lift the arches, knees, quads, and navel. One vertebra at a time. Stacking up. Push into the earth at the top. Inhale, open wide and gather up. And exhale, center and focus. Step to the front of your mat. If you're not, hello bees. I did wear a bee challenging hairdo today, so hopefully I'll be safe the whole time. We're going to pour the weight into the left foot. Really feel again into the inner and outer ball of the foot. Hug to the earth, all the toes, lift of your arch. And let's pick that right knee up. Tuck in, elbows tuck in towards the center. Right knee comes to hover behind the left knee. And let's play from here. You can have the arms in any way you like. We're going to play with shining out into warrior three, tucking back into this bent knee balance, pressing through, shining out, warrior three, tuck knee balance. 3 more breath cycles. And then one more time, expand out. And as you exhale, step way back. You might pause with hands to the hips, really find your footing and the alignment of your hip, knee, ankle. Push down, lift and lengthen up out of the waist. Inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Make like you're just grabbing a hold of that. Yes, sun, it's out now today. We'll get warmer. Reach for the sun. That beautiful high solstice sun here. And then like you're pulling down weights, just like grab a hold of that sun and pull it down. Elbows bent, strong squeeze of scapula on the back, slowly pulling down, pulling that light of the sun through your body, through your spine, down the back leg. Inhale, big, circling back up. Reach for the sun. Open heart, squeeze, 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 like you're pulling down weights. Really strong, really strong. Resist the pull down so it's slow and steady. And the more that you squeeze and resist there, the more like actual weight bearing sort of strength you get from that. Pulling down weight, strong squeeze of all the muscles, shoulder blades on the back, twice more. Feel the strength of your feet, your core there, your connection to earth. And the next time you flow down, clasp your hands. Back heel could be up or down, whatever's right for you right now. Squeeze and pull on the palms, shoulders together. Zip up, pubic bone to navel, lift your heart, lay back. Big breaths here, or follow your heart at any point and dive in. Rest on or inside of your thigh. And take your time. Float the hands down. You can bring them inside that front leg. Lift the back heel up if it's not. Squeeze into the core. Really, again, try to hug in, plug into that power center, and then open that front leg out to the side. Step back, plank pose. Inhale, strong core plank, plugging into the core. Everything aligned and connected here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower to the earth. Make your legs strong. Pull with your hands, elbows and shoulders down the back. Push into pubic bone and sacrum. Inhale, open cobra. Lengthen it out, lower forward and down. Let your breath lead. A few more of those. Keep those legs and the fulcrum of your sacrum strong. One more time will come up. We'll be taking a couple breaths in pause at wherever your breathful edge of top is there. Inhale, and as you exhale, look over one shoulder, pull the other shoulder down and away. Other side with the breath. Come on down, lower down, interlace your hands on your sacrum. Push your pubic bone down, sacrum down, press into the earth. So much, maybe you can feel the legs and chest get lighter. Pull your hands back to where ceiling and wall would meet if you were indoors. And lift legs, lift chest, and hold 5. Lower on down, slow and steady with your last exhale. Inhale, open cobra. Exhale back, child's pose. Push back, connect to earth. Breathe your lower back. A little wiggle if you like there. Simply regaining deep full breath, maybe Brahmari, bee's breath. Make your hands strong. Inhale, turn your toes under. Exhale up and back, downward dog. Inhale, pull back from strong core. Exhale, lift from the navel, ripple forward like a wave, plank. Inhale, plank. As you exhale, bend the knees. Pull hips back to heels, lift the hips up, ripple like a wave, plank. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back, pull back from the hips. Strong hands, nice connected shoulders. Awareness of that full body core or connection to your power center, the light of your heart, physically and energetically the whole time, or most of the time. And then take your time. You could walk feet to hands or hop or whatever you like. Pause in a forward fold. Any shake out or hug in. And then strong feet to earth, muscles to bones, root to rise and roll or fly on up. Gather up. Center in. Find your breath. Breathe and repeat your heart's yes, your I am. Keep that squeeze to center. Slow and steady, pour the weight into the right leg or your second side, hugging in. Once you got that left foot up, tug in with the elbows to core, bend that lifted leg, knee behind the other one. Inhale here as you hug into core, and exhale as you shine out. Push through the feet, through the head, hands, and pulse with your breath. Inhale in, tuck. Exhale, shine out. 3 more. And press out into your warrior 3. Inhale, next exhale, slow and steady, step back. Again, take pause to find your footing, your alignment. Hug in, lengthen out. Find that squeeze to center and shine the arms up from there. Find any edge of back bend, lift, heart to sky. Reach for the sun. Grab a hold of it with your hands. Heavy, heavy sun, pulling down weight, pulling down, squeeze muscles to bones, squeeze scapula and elbows down and back and together, and draw that light of the sun all the way down through your body to your feet. Inhale, reach up, grab, slow, steady, strong pull with lots of resistance. 3 more. Next time you come down, let's interlace the hands. You can lower that back heel or not. Really feel into what's right for your feet and ankles right now. Squeeze to center. Lift the back arch, lift your heart. You could play or pause with any edge of back bend there. When you're ready, you'll lead from the back arch, lifting heart forward, melting onto or inside up that front leg. Relax your neck. Following the exhale, hands down inside that front leg. Squeeze to core, back knee up, heel up. Hug in, front leg light, ray of light even, shining out to the side and back plank. Inhale, plank if you need to, lower to the earth first. If you're able, chaturanga, pause. Inhale, upward dog. So you could do the same upward down cobra stuff that we did last time, or an up dog. Pull shoulder blades down the back, shine the heart forward, and then feet together. Go ahead and dip into one hip, rolling to the side. Back to center, lift the heart, squeeze, dip the hip, rolling to the other side. I also like to kind of reach the ear away from that shoulder that I'm dipping into. Got a nice whole lateral line stretch there. Take your time. Once you're even on both sides, open. Press back, child's pose or down dog. Maybe give the arms a break, reach them back as well. Even hold one hand on your sacrum or one wrist. Breathe into a nice grounding here. And let's float the arms down and forward. Reach through your hands, come up onto your fingertips. Pull with
your fingertips hollow out the palms. Slide the scapula down the back and hollow out your armpits. Let's continue to play with that shoulder connection there and roll down and then thumbs up and then thumbs open, palms to the sky. Keep rolling, pinkies up. Breathe into that external rotation of the shoulders. Nice stretch through the thoracic spine, most likely. And deep full breath. Rotating, externally rotating the shoulders as much as you can. And then bring the hands together. Interlace the hands, open your palms, and shift forward onto your knees. Bring the back of your head into your hands, elbows as wide as the shoulders on the earth. Push into your elbows and lift your head up. Let the head come back down. Push into your elbows, lift the head up, shoulders slide off the back, and then shoulders come wide away from the ears as the head comes back down. Pulse here, sort of flossing your shoulders, or add to that, turn your toes under, walk the feet in, downward dog or dolphin dog, push into elbows, a lot more weight now, lifting the head, pulse down. Again, please play in and out of that as is right for you. Reaching through shoulders, getting lots of strength there. Maybe some weight comes onto the head, that's okay. If you're really working the elbows here, it's never going to be more than a third of your weight, even without legs up. And if you want to challenge it more, you could play with one leg up, press into those forearms. If you're feeling really steady there and you want to play with that, either just switch legs, continue to press, getting as much weight off the head as you can, or possibly you're squeezing the inner thighs and bringing both legs together. Still here, you'll play with that push into the forearms, try to get as much weight off of the head as you can. Another 5 or 6 breaths, playing with the shoulders here, maybe headstand, in any way that's right for you. And take your time, begin to finish up. Make your way back in the next few breaths to downward dog and to a forward fold. Take your time getting to the forward fold. Once you do, we're just gonna feel into all that heat you made in your shoulders and give them a little shimmy shake out there. Shake your hands out, roll your shoulders around, give your head a little nod or roll around. Empty out, empty out. If you did get into headstand, maybe even hold your head here. Hug the head with the arms. Use the weight of the arms, the weight of the head to traction your spine out. Hug feet to earth, muscles to bones, and slow and steady begin to roll up. At the top, again, especially if you did headstand, use the hold of the base of the skull, elbows wide, and pick your head up out of the shoulders. Pick your ribs up out of the hips. Squeeze elbows and shoulders on the back. Lay on back, lift the heart. Just breathe that lift of your heart for a moment. And inhale, stretch the arms up. And then let's hop or step open wide into a big star on your mat. We are going to work from this orientation for a little bit. So if you want to switch the orientation of your mat a long way to face the camera, of course, you're welcome to. Just want to give you a heads up on that. When you're ready, feel the outsides of your feet, root them down. And from that, we're not wanting to collapse into that, of course. We want to find a pull up from that. So squeeze, lift your arches, lift your kneecaps, inner thighs hug towards each other, lots of muscular action in inner thighs.
Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Shine out brightly here. Inhale here, the great sun of your heart shining out through the sun of your being. Big, bright inhale. We're going to just play with a little sparkle in our sun here, if you will. Inhale as you exhale. We're going to lift and spiral and reach that left arm over to or past the right foot. And then inhale, open. Back to your star sun here. And then exhale, spiral, reach, rotating. And we're going to do this 4 more times to each side. Long breaths, let the breath lead the way. Keep the spine as long as you can each time. So as much as you can, we're not rounding into it, but we're spiraling the whole spine to get there with the reach from the hips out through the spine. Please take your time following your breath. The next time you reach over to that right leg, all the way over, hug in to the right leg. We'll bring the right forearm behind the calf, holding the ankle, left hand around the front of the ankle, holding it, and pull that left hip up and back. Root into the outsides of the feet again, lift the arches, strong, strong feet. And the sacrum is as level as you can. You could bring that right hand to your sacrum and just see that it's level, that your hips aren't going askew here. Even imagine like putting a cup of tea on your sacrum there. Don't spill it. And then reach through that left elbow as you hug into the leg. Of course, you could bend the leg as much as you need. Maybe even play with slowly bending and straightening it with your breath. Keep those feet strong, muscles hugging the bones so we don't overstretch. Breathe that hug of your leg. Stay here, or as inspired, walk that right hand, the hand behind the leg, on the floor, earth up overhead and behind you. So you're drawing a rainbow on the earth overhead. Watch out for that left hip trying to come with you. Keep pulling it up and back. Keep drawing through that left elbow towards the right foot. And use that top arm to help you spin, twist, upside down twist here a little deeper. Deep full breaths, nice detoxing place here, twisting and inverting. Let the head be heavy. Use this weightless twist of the spine. Any tension you may have built up in your neck there. Stay with that as you like, or slowly unwind to center. Exhale and bow in. Bring your hands to your hips or wings out wide. Strong legs. Hug in, rise back up to your superstar. Feel your strength here. Deep, full breaths. If you'd rather, you could just hold steady here a while. Otherwise, I want to invite you to a few lift, spiral, lengthen from hips through spine to twist again the way we came into the first side. That was the special laugh, meaning a bee's in my hair. Whenever they're a little close to my face, there'll be a charmed but nervous laugh. And then take your time as inspired, lift and lengthen, spiral towards second side. Hold around the front of that ankle, left forearm behind the calf. Pull that right hip up and back. Hug into the leg, bend in the knee as much as you need at first. Again, feel your feet strong in the earth, arches lifted, muscles hugging bones. Bowing in here, breathe.
Please stay with that as you like, or take that left hand out from behind the leg. Walk it up overhead on the earth. Use your hand to help yourself spin deeper into an inverted twist. Pulling on that ankle. Keep drawing that right hip up and back, and then reach through that right elbow. Feel how much more length and stretch you can get there through the QL, the quadratus lumborum, lower side back muscles, the lats, the side waist. Reaching through that elbow, relax the neck and breathe. Stay in that twist as long as you like, or inhale, lengthen out, center, exhale, bow in. And then again, inhale, lengthen out. Let's turn heels in, toes out. You may want to walk the feet in a little closer, and we'll bring the elbows to the thighs. Press those thighs wide, sink your seat low, or lengthen your spine forward, soften your jaw. And breathful here. And stay with that little rock there as you like, or hands to thighs. Thighs wide, lengthen spine forward. Inhale here as you exhale. Press one thigh away. Lift the navel, spiral. Again, as we've been playing with here, maybe you investigate spinning that hand around, even fingers pointing up, shoulders shrugging up, breathing a little more stretch into all those lats. Stay with that as you like, and then go to second side for a few breaths. Of course, you're always welcome to just pull side to side, as we often do. Again, I'm just playing with deeper rotation, deeper investigation of the stretch here. Once you feel fairly even on both sides there, come back to center. As inspired, once you're complete, open up into Devyasana, or fierce goddess pose. Heels out, hands out. Bright star. Inhale, exhale, bend that left knee, or right knee, excuse me. Pivot the toes out. Sink low. Pull the hands back a bit, shoulders back. So you're open in Virabhadrasana 2. Look out over your front hand. See your intention, what it is that you're shining out into the world today. And as inspired, let's celebrate it. Big breath in as you exhale. Come on back. Inhale, straighten that front leg and reach as far forward as you can. Deep, deep groin. Even looking forward to see if you can reach a little further. And then fingertips down to shin block or earth. Finding the sacred geometry of your body here. Trikonasana. Breathe your triangle. Let's continue with our twisty practice today and reach that top arm forward. And down, lift that back heel up, pivot, and then step that back foot in a bit. Squeeze the inner thighs together, square your hips up, pull on the earth or blocks here, bend the knee if you need to, lengthen through your spine, power into your feet, pull up from strong feet, arches lifted, inner thighs squeeze, lengthen spine, and bow in over the leg. Pulse in and out of that as you like, or just melt into your hamstrings here. We are midway towards our spiral. Breathing into that heat of your heart, of your practice. Keep squeezing to center, lift and lengthen out, and then take that left hand or opposite hand as your front foot, if you can, outside of that heel and push shin and forearm into each other. Just find a nice strong foundation there. Maybe you stay there. Maybe the hand comes back inside the foot. Bring your right thumb to your right hip crease. Push that hip crease back, squeeze inner thighs, lift your heart, lift the navel, slide the shoulders down the back, and spiral into rotated triangle. Squeezing the center, breathe that core light, and if you'd like, shine it up through that top hand. Long lines of energy through spine, legs, arms, bright spiraling sunshine of your yes. Couple more breaths. Once you're done, take your time, unwind, come back between the legs. You could take a little swim there, heels in, toes out, bending one knee and then the other, and flow side to side, emptying out. Or pause, wide-legged fold and rest. If you're so inspired, hands under shoulders, hips in line with heels, inhale, and maybe exhale onto tiptoes, or even exhale, catch some air, lift those feet up. You've got about 8 or 10 quick breaths here, or maybe just 5 or 6 longer ones. And take your time, find center. Hug feet to earth, muscles to bones. Rise on up in any way that feels good for you. Back to your bright star, sun star. Feeling that heat. Really squeeze muscles to bones to not be dizzy here. Shine out your heart's yes, I am. Inhale as you exhale, bend that left knee, pivot. Left knee for real this time, or your second side. Sinking in, warrior two. Squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. Pull back from the back hand so your head's right over the pelvis. Shine out from your heart through your arms. Look out over that front hand. See your intention, your self-expression, your yes. What are you shining out or wanting to right now? See it. You got to see it to get there. And let's celebrate it. Dancing warrior. Stretch back, push into that back leg. Front knee deep and wide. Lift up out of the bottom tip of that front lung and breathe 4 more breaths or so. Big inhale. As you exhale, come on back up. Straighten the front leg. And then deep in the groin, reach as far forward as you can. Maybe again you look forward, stretch a little further, and then fingertips down to shin, block or earth, scoop shoulder blades down, lay back, lift your heart, feel your feet, lift those arches, plug into the core, squeeze the shoulders, plug into the core, lift the heart, lengthen your spine. Grateful breaths through clear lines of energy of your sacred geometry here. Yes, I am. Please stay as you like, or reach that top arm long, long, long overhead. Pivot up on the ball of the back foot. Square the hips up, step in as much as needed. Find balance here as much as you can. Feet are parallel. They can be turned out as much as you need. Push through the ball of that front foot and pull back from that outer hip. Pull on the earth or blocks. Bend the knees as need to. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, and then in the exhale, let your spine around or just melt long over the legs as you straighten the legs as much as you can. Again, power in your feet, muscles, hugging bones all the way up the legs. Squeeze of those inner thighs. Lift of the navel, long spine. Stay breathful here or begin to build your spiral as you like. I like to start from the ground up today. We're going to bring the right hand outside that left heel. Push the shin and forearm into one another. Lift your heart. Squeeze inner thighs. Left thumb to your hip crease. Push the head of that thigh bone back. Lift the ribs away from the hips. Squeeze, squeeze inner thighs. Lift your heart. Work the shoulders on and down the back. Lengthen out. Stay there or maybe top arm to the sky. Finding those long lines of energy through the legs, through the arms, through the spine. Deep full breaths into the back body as much as you can, shining out. 2 or 3 more breaths. Please stay as you like. Once you're done, unwind and come on through wide-legged stance. Again, about 8 to 10 breaths in wide-legged stance. You could go heels in, toes out, flow that a little side to side, or just parallel feet forward, fold, rest. Maybe you're hopping again towards handstand. And if you want to, of course, you got a minute or so here if you want to go to a wall and actually play with coming up into a handstand. If that is inspired here before we finally come down to the ground for final resting. Stay as you like. Maybe move through a last vinyasa. Make your way into any comfortable seat. We'll meet in a seat in the next 5 breaths or so. If you would like to have a longer final resting shavasana or restorative shape, legs up the wall or something, then please feel free to take that. We have a bee friend. She landed right on my hand. I don't think I can get close enough to without squishing another one right now to show you, but hello, honey. All right, so imagining into the lotus of your heart, you're invited in this practice to imagine the heart as a lotus. I love all the teachings about this. Multiple reasons. Here we go, imagining into where that lotus comes from the deep depths of the darkness within us, from the muddy waters of the subconscious, of the unformed world, up from the mud of all of the challenges of our life, from all the unknown, rises this beautiful flower of your heart, just blossoming open, infinitely expanding. And in the center of that heart lotus, there's a great landing pad on a lotus for bees. You may have seen the central pad is very big and wide. And so the bee in the lotus is what the vibration of the heart is called, or sometimes referred to in the practice. I want to invite you to imagine into that right now. Be in the lotus of your heart, just blossoming. And of course, we've been imagining the heart as a sun. So if you're a visual person, you might go ahead and create some art with that. You just have this sun of your heart with the lotus blossoming up just in front or through it. And then the bee of the vibration of your mantra, your thoughts, your yes to life. Imagine that expanding. And here you might again employ the bee's breath, Brahmari, looking to create a nadasuchi or sound needle with that up through the body. To add to the effect of it, always lifting pelvic floor, navel,
Tip of the tongue to the highest point in the mouth, eyes towards third eye center, imagining just like a rainbow diamond light coming out through the crown of your head. Stay with the beast breath, or I'm going to bring in the mantra that is the honoring to the sun today, the Gayatri mantra. And so the sun of, ooh, yep, that's that nervous giggle again. There's a bee on my temple right now. Bee on my temple. Yes. So here we are in the temple of our being with a bee on our temple. And I'm going to welcome the Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Om, the vibration of all things. Bhur Bhuva, the earth and the sky. Swaha, independent, free. Tat Savitur Varenyam, Tat, the truth. Savitur, that light of the divine, the savior, the adorable one. Varenyam, the adorable one. I love that. Bargo devasya dhimahi. Bargo is like an effulgence, the shining out from within, the diaphanous nature of our beings. Devasya, the divine nature of our beings, the divine itself. Dhimahi, the meditation, the focus on this. The bee is still in my temple, in case you wonder. Dio yona prachodayat. This one's interesting. It's kind of like the end of the Lord's Prayer, like, may we do here or live here on earth as we would imagine we would in any heaven. That's the meaning to this chant that I'm about to go into. I'll do it slow and steady so that you can catch on. I'm just going to do it slow and steady because it's been a little while. Sometimes when I do it line by line, I mess up. So let's see what happens. Om Bhur Swaha. I'll do it double for you. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat Dio Yona Prachodayat. I'll do it again, doubling the lines and then go straight through. The bee is still in the temple. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Tatsaviturvarenyam. Tatsaviturvarenyam. Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat Dio Yona Prachodayat. I'm going to go straight through. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Twice again. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Margone vasyandi mahi diyo yona prachodayat. It's the last time, and we always drag it out a bit at the end on the last one. Om Bhurmubhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Margo Devasya Mahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om for three. May we meditate on the light of our intellect, the light of our awareness, the light of the lotus of our hearts. Of course, you can stay upright or lying down as you like a few more minutes. encourage you to stay resting or in meditation. At some point, maybe making sure you have some of both, just completely letting your body go, as well as meditation where there's some efforting to presence, the core that holds up the spine, softening around that, observing the vibrations of your life force, your thoughts, your heartbeat. I want to honor the timing for those who are present as we record. It is a little past noon, and I encourage you, if you can, today or whenever, to have a longer sit in meditation, maybe for 15, 20 minutes, put a timer on. Shavasana is great at that length too. Really allow yourself to just be, no pun intended, but there it is, as I'm surrounded by bees. Just being. I'm going to stay here in meditation. If you desire to find a resting pose or stay in meditation with me, or sign off, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Whatever arises, simply noticing, noticing the arising, the tendency of the mind to want to do something about it. And then see if you can just simply observe the dissolving back into the vibration of the oneness, observing the arising, the impulses, and the flowing away, the space between. Notice the space beyond, beneath. Rest in the spaciousness. If the mind gets busy, breathe and repeat your mantra. Tatsavituvarenyam Margo Devasya Nimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbhuvaः Swaha Tatsavituvarenyam Margo Devasya Nimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbhuvaः Swaha Tatsavituvarenyam Margo Devasya Nimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya And if you stayed for the whole practice, thank you. Congratulations. That was over 2 hours or somewhere around 2 hours. Of course, continue to meditate or take Shavasana. Once you're complete, drink lots of water. Remember your yes to life, the sweetness of vibration, meditation. And thank you for your practice. And thank you to all of my teachers, all of you, my students as teachers, all of you, my friends and family as teachers. Thank you, bees, as my teachers. So much love and gratitude. Namaste. Jai Bhumima. Thank you to this beautiful planet. All the magic. As I bow to earth right now, I see the tiniest kind of bee. I don't know what they're called, but they're teeny tiny bees. Not honeybees, although they do make a tiny amount of honey. And this little flower in the ground in front of me. And that's the reminder of the bees and the vibration of all the little tiny things that are happening all the time to make our bodies work, our worlds work, our food supply, our life, all the little miracles of life. May you find so much wonder and joy in this renewal that we're all in right now, in this celebration of light. Fullness. Summer, yeah. Joy to you. Mwah.